I have to say, it is my distinct pleasure this morning to introduce His Excellency UAE Minister of State and ADNOC Group CEO, Sultan Al-Jaber. Since he became head of ADNOC in 2016, he has put in place an ambitious reform agenda based on efficiencies and synergies. And one of his biggest moves to date, as you probably are aware, was to consolidate the offshore oil fields in Abu Dhabi, operated by Zadco and the ADMA OPCO oil companies. And these companies produce most of Abu Dhabi's offshore oil. And you might have seen over the weekend an announcement to consolidate all 16 of ADNOC's companies under a single branded entity. The world will certainly be watching in the next weeks or months the process to name the new partners for the ADMA oil fields, which come up for expiry in March. The Emirates also has extensive gas plans. They plan to invest billions of dollars in new domestic gas production. Many in this room may also have come to know Dr. Al-Jaber, as I did when I was in Dubai for a decade, as the CEO of Masdar, Abu Dhabi's pioneering renewable energy organization, which was founded in 2006. He was Masdar's first chief executive, and he worked tirelessly over those years to promote renewable energy in Abu Dhabi and internationally. And I have to say there are few people in charge of major oil and gas companies today that have such a deep experience in renewables, and those years will certainly be an asset going forward as the oil and gas sector is pondering these deep issues, the opportunities and the risks of the broader energy transition. I'm very pleased today that Dr. Al-Jaber will share his insights on ADNOC's strategy and how national oil companies are adjusting to the changing oil and gas industry. So please join me in welcoming Dr. Sultan Al-Jaber.
Good morning, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It indeed gives me great pleasure to be here at this year's Oil and Money Conference and to be amongst many of my dear friends, partners, and colleagues. This year's theme, adapting to uncertainty, is in fact both timely and, in my view, very fitting. And without question, it actually resonates deeply with everyone here in this room. Every day, we deal with factors we don't have much control over, from geopolitics, hurricanes, to disruptive technology, all of which shape demand, impact supply, and of course, affect price. In short, we live in a world where we must constantly manage the unpredictable, which makes planning for what we can predict even more critical. In the United Arab Emirates, we have taken this notion to heart. We proactively plan our destiny rather than allow external factors dictate it for us. We strive not to fear the unknown, but we embrace it for the potential it can bring. And we study future trends closely to draw out the insights and opportunity they can potentially offer. We have capitalized on the future by building bridges to other nations and forging business partnerships beyond our borders. By applying these principles to our industry, the oil and gas industry, or energy at large, it is clear that despite the many unknowns, there are some enduring certainties that together we can take advantage of. Most importantly, the world needs much more energy, with global demand growing 25% by 2040 That is almost the same amount of energy currently used by North America and Europe combined. While mature markets will continue to be very important, most new demand will come from outside the OECD, particularly across South and East Asia. By 2040, our products will continue to be essential to the global energy mix. Oil and gas will supply over half the world's energy needs. Renewables and nuclear will make up 27%, and coal will fall to 22%. Oil will remain critical to the transportation sector. Despite improved fuel efficiency and the incremental growth of light electric vehicles, oil demand will grow 60% for aviation and shipping, and 20% for heavy trucks by 2040. And when you include petrochemicals, set to grow 150% by 2040, the state of the hydrocarbon industry is strong, and the outlook, as far as we're concerned, is very bright. In short, oil and gas will continue to be the bedrock for the energy supplies for decades to come. Capturing the opportunity of this future growth is the core mission of any corporate strategy. For us, at the Abu Dhabi National Oil Company, ADNOC, the emerging trends have refocused our approach to strategic partnerships as the key to optimizing our entire value chain and growing market share. And in order to accelerate our progress, we seek fast-acting partners who can deliver access to high-growth economies, forward-looking partners who can apply the latest technology to our upstream, midstream, and downstream operations, and financially savvy partners, including private equity for the first time in ADNOC, and institutional investors who can deploy long-term capital for attractive and sustainable returns. As a globally connected energy hub, Abu Dhabi and the United Arab Emirates provide our partners with a stable, progressive, and opportunity-rich business environment that will become even more rewarding in the months and years ahead. Within ADNOC's new expanded partnership model aimed at realizing our full potential by unlocking value, we are considering the potential IPO of minority stakes in some of our services companies. And allow me just to be clear here. ADNOC, the Abu Dhabi National Oil Company, at a holding level, will remain wholly owned by one single shareholder, and that is the Abu Dhabi government. In addition, as part of the active management of our portfolio of assets, we are looking to optimize our balance sheet to both free up capital for reinvestment and, of course, enhance and improve our economics and returns. ADNOC is therefore considering various options with regards to its future financing strategy. These new approaches to partnership and to our capital structure, we believe, will definitely enhance performance across our businesses and our value chain and accelerate progress towards our 2030 smart growth strategy. This will deliver a more profitable upstream, a more valuable downstream, and a more economic and sustainable supply of gas. In upstream, we will increase our crude capacity output to 3.5 million barrels per day. And that is going to happen by expanding and optimizing production of our existing operations. We are also reshaping our offshore concession to bring in more value-add partners who can apply new technology to further enhance recovery and unlock additional benefits. In downstream, we are actively seeking strategic partners as part of our expanded approach to exploit very promising synergies across our refining operations, while we also aim to triple production of our petrochemical products, capturing growth in the highest value segment of the energy industry today. And in gas, we are tapping into our undeveloped gas reservoirs and expanding production at our sour gas facility, which is already the largest of its kind in the world. Ladies and gentlemen, our strategy represents our plan for the future to ensure we remain resilient and competitive in today's evolving energy landscape. And as we adapt to the new normal, perhaps the biggest variable will continue to be the price of oil. Yet, by focusing our efforts on what we can control, such as enhancing our capital efficiency, optimizing our resources, and driving and ensuring value creation, we will be able to manage risk, drive unit costs down, and maximize returns. In a world where we must constantly adapt to uncertainty, there are key fundamentals we can always rely on. Demand for energy is rising. The need for reliable supplies remains very critical, and our industry will continue to be the engine of economic development for decades to come. So by working together in a smarter, more creative way, we can no doubt weather any challenge, reinforce our resilience, and continue to drive our industry's growth. Thank you for your attention.